لنخرج به حبا ونباتا وجنات ألفافا إن يوم الفصل كان ميقاتا يوم ينفخ في الصور فتأتون أفواجا وفتحت السماء فكانت أبوابا وسيرت الجبال فكانت سرابا إن جهنم كانت مرصادا للطاغين مآبا لابثين فيها أحقابا لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا إلا حميما وغساقا جزاء وفاقا إنهم كانوا لا يرجون حسابا وكذبوا بآياتنا كذابا وكل شيء أحصيناه كتابا فذوقوا فلن نزيدكم إلا عذابا صدق الله العلي العظيم. الفاتحة مسبوقة بالصلوات على محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق والمرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا وشفيع قلوبنا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه الأخيار المنتجبين وعلى جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We congratulate you for the Wiladat of Imam Al-Hadi, salamullah alayh, and welcome Sheikh Sadek here for the program. Without further ado, we would like to invite him to for a lecture about the Wiladat of Imam Al-Hadi, salamullah alayh. نستقبله بالصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق وأعز المرسلين سيدنا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه الطيبين الطاهرين سيما قائمهم صاحب العصر والزمان أرواحنا لتراب مقدمه الفداء. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. بداية علي أن أعتذر من الحضور الكريم على التأخير في المجيء لظروف تتجاوزنا يعني. So I sincerely apologize for arriving late because I was not coming by my car and there was a lot of traffic on the road, so I had to be late. So sorry for that. So inshallah today, if some of you remember last month when we had the last session and we talked about the confusion that is spreading in our community, especially among the youth of our communities, about not only thinking of leaving Canada and going somewhere else, because a lot of people will say, no, I'm not thinking about leaving, I'm really staying. But the confusion is that even if we're staying, we don't know what is our duty, what is our mission, what is our taklif as a Muslim good believer here in Canada and the West. What am I doing? So even if we're staying, doesn't mean that I'm doing the right thing. So there's this confusion spreading in the youth, and then we talked about, is our Imam only appearing, the Imam that we're waiting for his appearance, is he only appearing in the East? Or is he only going to be appearing for the West too? God's project on earth, is it only for the eastern part of earth or also for the western part? So for us. Because if everything is exclusive only for the East, let's all pack our stuff and leave and go to the East. There's nothing to do here. So it's a very important question that we need to answer so we can know what are we really doing here. And then we said that the cause of this confusion is the lack of knowledge or the lack of clarity. We don't know what is this project that you're talking about? What is this mission that you're talking about? Can we be part of this? And the main question that we ended with is, if tomorrow is going to be the dhuhur, the appearance of our Imam, am I ready for it? Are we getting ready for it here, where we are in Canada and the West? Am I going to be part of it? Am I sure of myself or not? So this was the main question that we need to answer. Today, inshallah, we're going to take it from this question and go deeply further in analyzing this. And there's a concept in our religion that we rarely talk about, that I'm going to, inshallah, introduce today, because it might seem strange at the beginning. And this concept is that the issue of supporting the religion of God, not only believing in it, supporting the religion of God, and supporting the wali of God, you can call it the guardian or the vicegerent, whatever you want to call it, the wali. Supporting the wali of God is a must to be able to claim that I am a believer and I'm a Muslim and I'm a mu'min. So it's not enough just to believe in your heart. This might be strange at the beginning, because you cannot tell anyone that, yeah, this is expected from you for being a Muslim, to support the religion of God and support the wali of Allah. What do you mean supporting the wali of Allah? Who is the wali of Allah? Because I'm a believer, I believe in God and I believe in the wali of Allah, but what do you mean supporting him or helping? Nusra, yansuru, waliullah. I'm respecting all the Islamic laws. I'm doing all what it needs. I'm praying, I'm fasting. I try my best to avoid doing sins. So I'm doing what it needs, what it takes me to do as a Muslim. I think that's what it means to be a Muslim and a believer. I come to the mosque and I'm doing the minimum that it needs. What do you mean supporting and helping and aiding the wali of Allah? More than that, the goal of sending prophets and messengers from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is for this sake of testing us if we're going to support this messenger or not. This holy person that is sent from the side of God, the main goal and the purpose is testing us if we're going to support him or not. Not only believing in him, because lots of people believed. Lots of people believed in the prophets. But when it comes to supporting, acting, no. That's the real test. Why am I saying that? Because according to the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلُنَا بِالْحَقِّ. We have already sent our messengers with clear signs and sent down with them the scripture and the balance, زَنَمَهُمْ الْكِتَابَ وَالْمِيزَانِ, that the people may maintain justice. The people may maintain justice, not the prophets. So it's up to the people to act and maintain the justice. You always hear that the Imam is going to come to maintain the justice on earth. So we think that it's his duty, not us. The Quran says the opposite. It's for us to maintain. How? And that, وَلِيَعْلَمَ اللَّهُ مَنْ يَنْصُرَهُ وَرُسُلَهُ. And that Allah may know who supports him and his messengers. So, why did we send our messengers? This is what God said. Why did we send our messengers? With the scripture and the balance and to maintain justice. What's the purpose? What's our duty? What do we need to do? What is asked from us in return? That Allah may know who supports him and his messengers. Not believe in them. Not you believe that there's a God and he sends prophets and messengers. That's not enough. That's not the test. Action is the test. Supporting them. Allah is powerful and exalted in might. So now it's clearer. We have a mission. We have something to do towards these holy persons and infallible prophets and messengers and imams. There's something to do. To clarify this, okay, let's look in the story of the messengers and the prophets. The prophet, peace be upon him, for example, he was not just preaching and telling people to be good people and talking about ethics and moralities and like how it's good to be a Muslim. This is not all what he was doing. He was going through very hard challenges. Not only by himself, with the companions who believed in him. Throughout all his life, especially the beginning. You know, you all know that the Quran was revealed for the Prophet when he was 40 years old. For the first 3 years, he was asked to stay quiet, not to publicly talk about it. And then for 10 years, he spent the time in Mecca, his hometown, preaching and talking about the Quran and the message. So now we're talking about 53 years. But especially these 10 last years when he publicly had to talk about it. What did he go through in these 10 years? Because there's a few people who believed in him as being the prophet, the messenger of Allah. And then what? What was their duty? He's talking about the message, he's talking about the Quran, he's introducing God to people and religion and justice. Okay, he's doing what he had to do. What was asked from the companions, from those who believed, the few who believed? To protect him. He has to stay alive because he's the one who's having the message and spreading the message. And everyone else in Mecca was against him, including his family. Only few believed in him. So that was a duty, that is a hard mission to protect the life of the Prophet for 10 years in Mecca. Okay? That's an example. What does that mean? If you ever meet a prophet, be cautious. You cannot easily say, I believe in that prophet. We know that there's not going to be prophets after Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But if we were to be at that time, maybe, or an imam, it's not easy to say, I believe in that person. Because there's a cost. Until you reach the stage of saying, I support him by action, now I can say that, yes, you're at that level. Your belief is not complete until you reach that stage that I act and I support Waliullah, the Prophet or the Messenger or the Imam. You cannot just say, I believe in him. That's not enough. And that's the primary demand from us. That is the primary demand from us towards these prophets and towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If not, our faith is not going to take shape. It's going to be missing. It's going to be lacking. So here I talked about these 13 years of the Prophet. The first 13 years. And this request or this demand from the Prophet, no one is released from it. No one is free from it, not to do it. There's no exception. Because yes, we were not living at the time of the Prophet, we're living today, but we live in the same Prophet, the same Quran. So we're not an exception. We also have the same duty, the same responsibility to act towards this and to support the Waliullah. And I'm going to come until today, what do you mean, Shaykh, by supporting Waliullah? Where is Waliullah? Who are you talking about? Are you talking about? The Prophet's not here. The Imam's not here. So what do you mean? How we're not going to be able to protect the life of the Prophet because he's not here. The message is complete and we have the Islam. So how do we act? What do you mean? We're going to get to this, inshallah. But anyway, the message of the Prophet, the calling that he's doing, come, stand up and support me. If you want to show your belief, that you believe in me. Everything else that is external, the enemies, the war, these are excuses. Just so we can be tested. Because how are you going to be tested if there's nothing happening on the outside? When the Prophet is calling you to come and participate in the war that is going on, this is an excuse. He just wants to see if you're going to really come and support or not. So do not look at the problems or the tests or the calamities that are happening as, oh, unfortunately. This should happen so I can be tested. So we can kind of say that the Prophet is preparing the ground so our test is ready. Because if not, how is he going to be testing us? Jihad, the same. The physical jihad. The military jihad. It's not accidental. It has to happen. So we can see who's going to support. Who's going to really support. But it's not all the types of jihad, only this military physical jihad. This is one type of it. Yes, I can test someone by seeing if he's going to participate in this physical war. But here in Canada, we don't have a physical war, for example. So, I'm good? No. This is only an example. But on the other side, if I seek comfort, if I say, I'm doing all my duties, I'm praying and fasting, I'm a good Muslim, and I'm trying to avoid sins, and that's it, there's a doubt here about your faith. If it's really complete and you're going to pass the test or not. Because this is where a lot of people fail. When it comes to this step, acting and supporting. Not only the faith that you have in your heart and the individual Islam that you think, respecting the rules of Islam. Yes, I'm doing it, so I'm Muslim. No, there's a step further. Your complete faith is not going to take shape if it's missing this. So, this is talking about the Prophet. What about our Imam, the Imam of our time, who's returning? Same applies. So for our Imam, why is he still absent? Because he's waiting, and God is waiting for us to be ready to support. It doesn't make any sense if he's going to return. There's no supporters. So it's up to us. And are we getting ready? Do I think and do you think that in my daily life today I'm doing something or taking a step towards preparing for the appearance of the Imam or trying to support the Imam, my Imam, in any way here in London? That's the main question. This is the main question that I can ask you to test your faith. What are you doing in your daily life every day from Monday to Friday and during the weekend, throughout the year, that you're taking some steps to prepare for the appearance of the Imam so you can be part of it? Is it like your studies, that your degree that you're getting ready for, or your job, or like your business that makes you a lot of income? What is it? I'm not saying that this is wrong, but how is it a part of this mission? Or is it separate? Well, my life is separate from this. What are we here for? Examples of not supporting. Beautifully described in the Quran. Bani Israel, you all know them. Prophet Musa alayhi salam stood firm in front of Fir'aun and he said, I'm going to save these people. I'm going to save them from your oppression. And I'm going to take them out of Egypt. He took it alone. And he did it. And he saved Bani Israel. And Fir'aun followed him. And he split the sea with his asa. And then they went through. And then the sea closed. And then Fir'aun died with all his army. And they have seen this miracle by their bare eyes in front of them. And no one will even doubt about believing in God that moment. And in Musa. And they believed in God and in Musa. Okay? And then on the other side, there was a war waiting. They had to face other people. So Musa came and said, okay, get ready. We have to fight. You know what they said? In the Quran, Musa said, come and fight a people from whom I saved you from, Fir'aun, and defeated that oppressive group. Now another oppressive group is in our path. Fight them so you may reach bliss. But they replied, no, we were supposed to become believers and get help from God. It's no longer necessary for us to support God ourselves or support you. This is still respectful. The Quran states, قالوا يا موسى لن ندخلها وهم فيها. Indeed, we will not enter it ever as long as they are within it, the city. So go, اذهب أنت وربك فقاتلا. Go with your Lord and fight. They believe in Musa and they believe in his God. But what did they say? No, we were supposed to believe. We're not supposed to fight. Go with your God and fight. We are remaining right here. We're just saying, we're not going with you. This is how they responded. After seeing and going through all what happened to them. So, this is how they lost the challenge. This is how they lost the challenge. They believed. They passed the first test, which is believing in Musa and his God. But when it comes to action, now you have to fight. You have to support the wali of God, the one that you believe in. And he ordered you and he told you that you have to come and fight with me because you need to show your faith, to prove your faith. They failed. No, we're just going to believe. We're not going to go and fight. So there's another side for the coin then. It's not only believing. And what also does that mean is that God arranged the scene this way, that is going to be a fight. So the test is ready for everyone. Now show me who's going to support me and my prophet. God's doing it this way. This is the scene. This is the fight scene. This is the test. Show me if you are true believers. Show me by action that you're going to come and support and act. Because, yes, the prophets and the imams and the messengers, they are beloved. They are good people. Beautiful people. But their existence makes conflict. So there's no way out. If we believe in them and they are there, there's going to be conflict and there's going to be war and there's going to be enemy. So there's going to be test. So we're all tested. This is how it is. In existence, this is how it is. The fact of having someone representing God, it means that it's going to have enemies. So there's going to be conflict. So there's going to be this test, and we are tested. So you cannot separate believing in Him and supporting Him. They come together. It's inseparable. They come together. You believe in Him, He's the test. Support Him. If not, you're just like believing in the appearance. Your faith is incomplete. It's even dangerous. So, my suggestion for mosques and centers who are looking for a resident scholar, for example, or for an imam, is go and choose an imam that is not going to make conflict. He's going to be a peaceful imam, everyone loves him, and he's good with everyone, good with the public. This is what they asked the Prophet for in Mecca. Prophet, everyone is coming to do the Hajj, the pilgrimage in Mecca, and peaceful people. Why do you want to make it political? Why do you want to make war? Just like, keep it peaceful. We're peaceful here in Mecca. This is what they asked the Prophet. It's a sacred mosque, the sacred land. Why do you want to make it political? The consequence, the Prophet had to leave. It's not how it is. So he took his companions, those who believed in him, and he left Mecca. He cannot stay. It doesn't work this way. I'm here, there's conflict. We have enemies. There's people who don't like us, they don't want us to stay. They don't want justice. They don't want God. They don't want values. Okay? So there's no peaceful us. How do you want me to say it? We cannot live in peace. Just, people are going to love us and be convinced with what we do. No. We are here, there's conflict if we are true believers in our wali. So the Prophet left Mecca and went to Medina, and then Medina, when they were there, he established the mosque, the first thing, and then that was like a fortress to protect and fight. And now they have to fight back the people coming from Mecca to fight them. So our mosque here, Al-Mahdi in London, is it a fortress protecting us and fighting our enemies now? Or is it just to come and attend and pray and celebrate Ramadan together and come in for the majalis of Muharram? Only for believing. To show that we are believers, so we're gathering here in the mosque. Because believers and Muslims gather in the mosque. So the request that they did for the Prophet. Or is it the front line? So we need to define the mosque and the center. What it is. So I can know when I come here, what am I doing? Am I just attending? Because I don't want to be the intruder who's not coming. I'm afraid to be like the one who's not there, so everyone's going to talk about me. Or am I like, is there something, am I showing something coming here? Is there an action involved? Some people might say, we just want to build a mosque and pray behind you and then be peaceful and do all the wajibat and not do muharramat, and that's it. No. It doesn't work this way. We want our life to stay like normal lives that we have, and we'll go to my daily work every day and have my family, comfortable life, and I go to the mosque and I pray and I meet with my friends. Where's the challenge? Where's the effort that you are doing? Where's the struggle? If there's no struggle, no pain, no pain, no gain. There's no pain, that's a red flag. Your faith is just superficial. Because every prophet was calling us to the conflict. Come, Stand up and fight. Stand up and show me your support. I'm going to give another example from the life of the Prophet too, the second war, the Battle of Uhud. Or the first war first, Battle of Badr, and then we get to Uhud. In the Battle of Badr, they imprisoned, the Muslims won, and they had 70 hostages from Quraysh, from the enemy. And then they came to the Prophet. There were two handsome guys from the family of the Prophet. And they came to the Prophet, they said, the companions of the Prophet, they said, Prophet, these are from your family. We have also 68 other people, prisoners, hostages. What do we do with them? Let them go free. We won the war. Everything's fine. The command came from Allah in the Quran that now is not the time to take hostages. None. Because this is the first war, and you cannot take hostages. So the Prophet said, yeah, we have to kill them all. This might be strange. I don't want you to misunderstand this, to misunderstand the history of Islam, but this is what happened then. It's mentioned in the Quran. He said, Prophet, these are like two people from your family, 60 other people. Why do you want to kill them? We can ask for money in return, and we can like keep them and give them back or do a trade or something. He said, no, I don't approve. We have to kill them. No prisoners. This is the command of the Quran. So what is asked from the companions of the Prophet now? Are they going to obey or not? And these are not normal believers, normal people. These are the ones who went through the war with the Prophet and won. So they not only believe in him, but they also obeyed him in the first commands, and they went to the war and they won. So they showed their support. But now there's another command. Kill the hostages. They kept arguing and they didn't accept. They said, Prophet, please, and start. He said, okay, you know what? Do whatever you want. Next war, the same number of hostages that you free now, you're going to have martyrs from you. Prophet, what are you talking about? What do you mean next war? He said, yeah, this is only the start. There's other wars. And then same number of people that you free now, and they freed the 70 hostages. And in Uhud, the next war, they gave 70 martyrs from the companions of the Prophet. Immediate consequences. They gave 70 martyrs. So, we might think that obeying in the first place is a big sacrifice, but actually, not obeying is the biggest consequence. We might think that fighting is hard, but actually not fighting is an existential threat. So we don't go only with what we think, with what we see at the beginning. No, this test might be good for us. This conflict might be good for us. This war might be good for us. And I'm not talking about military war only in the East. Don't get me wrong. So, yes, the religion of God has this condition, has these requirements. Our loyalty and our religion has these conditions and these requirements. Show your allegiance and your support for the wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is not simple. That is not easy. Because as I said, the best of the companions of the Prophet failed at some point this test. So it's not simple. It's not easy. Lots of them failed it. So we cannot just say, yeah, they were ignorant. They didn't listen to the Prophet. It's not that simple. If I were there, if you were there, I don't know. We don't know if we're going to take the same decision as they did or not. Because they were ones who fought with the Prophet and believed in the Prophet, migrated with the Prophet. So it's not simple. The other point is that these conflicts and these wars that we're talking about, the prophets and messengers were doing and the imams, is fighting who? Is it fighting the non-believers or the sinners or other disbelievers, other people? No. Here we have to be very precise. The prophets fought the people who were against salvation for humanity and justice for humanity. The power seekers. Those who are at the head. Those are the main enemies of the Prophet. Because they were not fighting sinners or disbelievers. They even did peace treaties with them. You can live among us, it's okay, you pay the taxes that you need to pay, and you can live peacefully with us. We don't have any problem with you, even if you don't believe in Islam. That's okay, you can still remain in the same city with us and live with us. We have agreements with you, that's okay. These are not the people we're fighting. We're fighting the people who are power seekers. And the barriers in front of the prophets to implement their message of justice and divine justice on earth. These are the people that we are fighting. Who are they today? That was at the time of the Prophet. There were clear enemies, you can see them. Quraysh. Fighting the Prophet, they didn't accept religion, they want Mecca for them, they want the rules. Okay, who are they today? Who are these power seekers today? Who are the barrier of getting to the point of salvation for humanity and justice for humanity? Are those only like few armies in the Middle East? Yeah, they don't exist in the West? Because you all know what's going on in the West, right? Who's in control? Who has power? Where is power? We don't have military war in the US and Canada, right? Where is power? Who has power? In the media, in the banks, in education. Are we aware of all this? Right? The mainstream. Do we know that there's an enemy and there's a soft war happening in the West where we are living and everyone is against us and we're going with it? Because we are everywhere in social media and then everywhere in the institutions and we're going with Elon Musk and everyone else. These are who are, like, I don't want to say it, but this is what we are fighting. And this is the existential threat. If we don't know that this is there and this is an enemy that is not a military physical enemy, but this is how they are invading our houses. This is how they are invading our cultures and our lives and our religion. Yes, you can have a mosque, you can build 1,000 mosques and you can pray and you can fast and you can have your Ramadan. They don't have any problem with that, this superficial Islam. They're not fighting that. The opposite, they're like embracing it. Yeah, multiculturalism. No problem with that. That's a red flag. If they're happy with what we're doing, so we're not doing it the right way, what is the thing that they're not happy with? That's what we are asked to do. That is the thing that we're asked to do. So I'm not just giving the examples of the Prophet and what happened in history just to give an example, but to learn from that example. What is the lesson? Okay, how can we apply it today? Who's the enemy today? How can I show and participate and act and support my wali today? This is all to analyze, to think. Okay, so going back to our Imam and our time today. The Imam of our time. Yes, Imam Mahdi, we are waiting for you to come back so we can pray behind you, cheer for you to make justice on earth. You implement justice on earth, not us, you. We're going to pray behind you, we believe in you, we love you and everything, but we're waiting for you to come and do it. As if it's like he's just waiting for the right time and we just like support from distance. We might believe it this way. We don't want any harm to happen to our lives to my job, to my family, to my wife, to my children, to my school. Yeah? This is my comfort. I believe, I support, but like, I don't want to go and fight. I'm not waiting for you to come and start the war and then asking me to go and fight with you, because supporting him is fighting with him, right? God will fix it. You don't need me. You're sent by God, and you should be able to do some miracles, and I think you should fix it. Why is he waiting then? He could have come and do it any day, right? It could have happened 1400 years ago. So what the wait is for? So obviously it's not him. It's not about him. It's about us. It is about us only. Us, the followers, the companions, the believers. Are we ready for it or not? We are the ones who are going to implement justice in the West, not only in the East. There's no military war here. Okay, how are we going to implement justice? Who are going to be the sub-leaders under the command of the Imam, the 313? Are they only from the East? Who is going to reign here in the West then? There's not going to be Islam and justice in the West. Doesn't make any sense. It's for all earth. يَمْلَأَ الْأَرْضَ قِسْطًا وَعَدْلًا. All earth, right? Are we going to be part of it? How? What are we doing? There's a cost to pay. There's a price to pay to claim to be a believer. A high price. Yani the Prophet said, yeah, we're going to migrate from Mecca. You leave everything. Prophet, we have our houses here, our farms in here, our jobs, our income, our families. Where do you want us to go? You have to migrate. You go to Medina. We're going to Medina. They packed their stuff and they went to Medina. And then when they arrived to Medina, the people who welcomed them, you have to give half of your house to the people who came from Mecca. Prophet, our house, our children, our families, we don't have enough space. Half of your house, you give it to those who came, because they came with me. And we brought Islam to you. So they struggled, you struggle too. So there's a high price to give. This is only was the beginning. But still, there's wars and everything that happened after that. So it's not easy. If you tell me, yeah, but I don't want to move, I don't want to change, I don't want to sacrifice, I don't want to get out of my comfort zone, well, you can stay. You get what you get. At that time, migration was a condition of faith. If you don't migrate, you're not faithful. And they left the Prophet, and the Prophet came back and fought them. It's not only like an option, yes, I can migrate or not. Those who didn't migrate and stayed in Mecca, the Prophet came back and fought them and killed them. So it's not just optional. We cannot just say that, yeah, I'm attending, I'm here, so I'm supporting. What is the cost that you're giving? What is the cost that you're paying? This is something that is individual. This is something that is personal. You know it. Don't tell me that, yeah, why can you do it? Why can't you do it? What are the obstacles? Tell me, what are you giving? How much are you sacrificing? This is how you can test yourself. From your time, from your energy, from your money. It's not only attending, passively going to the center. Yes, I'm here. Yeah, but sometimes when you have something else, you don't come. So it's not a priority for you. It's when you're comfortable. And this is the front line. So you're missing the front line. So how much are you struggling for it? Tell me that. Just come into the center when I can or when I want, when I feel comfortable. That's easy. Everyone can do it. That's very easy. But when you go to school, you don't do it the same way. When you go to your work every day in the morning, it's not the same way. You count every single hour. Right? So it's an order of priorities. Where is it on your list of priorities? This matters. Because this is how we can show our support to our wali, right? Tell me if there's another way that I don't know. At least here in London. Is there another front line that I don't know about other than this center? where I can show my support and stand and participate and be involved. I'm like, yeah, sometimes, yeah, we have lots of critiques about the center. Some things I don't like, some things don't go the way we want. Like, it's not perfect enough. It's not good enough. Yeah, but like, who's going to do the change if it's not you? If you're just coming here attending 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, and then you leave as a ghost who's coming and going. So what's your participation then? And if you say that, and he says that, and she says that, everyone says that, okay, who's going to do it then? Yeah, there are some responsible people that we voted for in the center. Yes, but they have sacrificed some of their time. They're doing it. What are you giving? You're not here just to attend. And especially the youth, I'm talking about. You're not here just to attend. If there's going to be any change or any improvement in our community, it's in your hands. The new generation, the younger, not the older ones, because they did what they had to do. They sacrificed a lot. You're here because of them. But now if you want to have any change, and if you're dreaming of any change, it's in your hands, right? I'm relying on your dreams and plans for the future. You can be able to change it. You and your friend and the small group of friends, and like all of you, you know each other. London is small, relatively. So you can do a change if you want to, if you plan for it, if you work for it the same perfect way that you do it for the company that you work for, or at university where you study, because you're perfectionist there, but you're not perfectionist in the center, because that is a priority, that's going to give me my living, but the center is not giving me anything, I can pray at home. If your priorities are not in the right place, that's a problem. Because what are we living for? To study and graduate and work and earn money and buy a house and marry and having children and then die. Wow. How are you a Muslim then if this is your plan for life? Yeah, everyone is like striving and competing for that degree and that university and that job and that income. And then what? So we're living like non-believers then. We're living for this life. What about afterlife? What is the mission then? Where's the priority of my faith and my Islam and my belief? And the center and the front line. So all this we have to recalculate it. Rethink it. If not, we're lost. We're confused. Of course we're confused. And nothing's going to improve. Nothing's going to change. So, to finish, our dua should not be like in all these hardships that we're going through and the war that is happening in our countries and the martyrs that we're giving and the dead and everything. Because usually when you go and for condolences or to majalis to these people, you say, yeah, inshallah, we're going to get better times and things are going to get better and we're done with these conflicts and challenges. No, this should not be our dua. And inshallah, yeah, this is going to get over. Our dua is, Ya Allah, help me to be able to support your wali. This is the test. You have prepared the ground for me. Help me to pass this test. Because there's going to be a test. You cannot run away from it. There will be some tests. There will be wars. They have a physical war. We have a more hard war here, the soft war. Because you don't see the enemy. They see the enemy, they fight him, they shoot at him. That's, I'm not saying easy, but that's relatively easy. And it's not me saying it. I said it last time. The Prophet said it. When they came back from Badr, he called his companions and said, welcome my companions, those who accomplished the minor jihad, and there is still kept for them the major jihad. So the jihad, the physical one, is a minor, a jihad al-asghar, because it's only physical. The one that is left for us, all of us, is the jihad al-akbar, the major one, jihad al-nafs. Because the war is soft, you cannot see it, the enemy, you cannot see it, it's hard to recognize in the first place, and then to act. So this is the dua that we have to do for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If not, we're going to be like Bani Israel. Yes, we believe in the Prophet and in God and in the Quran, but we don't want to go to fight. This is how they failed. And they're at the top of the losers and today, still. So we don't want to be like them. We ask Allah, Ya Allah, help us to be able to be from the supporters of your wali. And this needs study, this needs thinking, this needs lots of analysis, inshallah. Thank you very much for listening. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على